Everybody, we are back. It is Taped Online's favorite podcast, favorite channel, favorite everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and of course, pandasups.com, discount code TDL for all your protein and nutritional needs. All right. So we're doing the Saints film preview today. We're looking at the Saints, getting ready for this game. That could have some Raiders fans really mad. And if they end up winning this game, it'll be interesting to see how this game goes. But we're going to be going through the film and having a conversation about how the film looks. So Matt went over Spencer Rattler, and I'm doing the linebackers for the Saints, who are pretty damn good, and the secondary, basically. So Matt, how you feeling today, man? How you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I think you touched on it where there could be a lot of mad people about this game because I think if you watched Monday Night Football last week, you saw how bad the Saints offense can be. They are very beaten up, probably even more so than the Raiders right now. I don't know. I mean, they're down. Carr's been ruled out. Kamara's been ruled out. Eric McCoy's been ruled out as their starting center. McCoy's backup, or the guy that I think he was starting left guard or guard at the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was going to be then filled in for him at center. Lucas Patrick, he's also out.
Oh wow. Okay.
And they've got basically they were, when I was watching the film, it was like, who is that guy? At one point, I'm like, oh, I didn't realize Dante Pettis was still in the league. One dude who they signed from the, what is that? What do they call it now? The UFL.
Yeah,
I think he was on the UFL. He's out there getting 50 reps for him a game, something like that. So, unless Olave plays, they don't really have much out wide, but their offense is pretty bad right now. Again, injuries injuries aren't helping them, obviously, and they're missing, half their starters and a lot of key guys in that too, because their offense is a lot better with Derek Carr in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, I didn't even talk about Rashid Shaheed, who's also out out for the year and won't be playing. So down their top two receivers, their top running back, who's also a big pass catcher for them, Taysom Hill, who's like their little gadget player and unique dude, and their best offensive lineman, and their tackles are not great in pass protection.
Yeah,
to catch my drift where I'm going with here. It's ugly, man. It's ugly. I feel bad for Spencer Rattler, because watching him on tape, we'll go dive into it. I got a bunch of clips, you can see the arm talent. He's got a lot, plenty of arm. But for one, he's running for his life back there. Fuaga, we broke down during the draft, process, and I think the big reason why he was a right tackle and why some people viewed him as a guard is he's not great in pass protection.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, he's not great in pass protection out there. Oh, that's the other thing too, is Ramczyk's been out the entire year. So Trevor Penning, who Fuaga was supposed to replace, and Penning was supposed to move into guard, is now starting at right tackle, and you can bet he's still a turnstile over there at right tackle. So yeah, it's an ugly offense, man. It's I feel bad for Saints fans because it's tough to watch. And I mean, they became the first team in the NFL this season to get shut out this year, so it's easy to see why.
Yeah, that makes complete sense because I didn't know it was that bad, man. That is bad. They got the UFL guys running around and backup quarterbacks. And Dante Pettis.
UFL and Dante Pettis, man. Dante Pettis. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna see, is this Dante? Did he take a year off? Not voluntarily, but because he hadn't played. Was he on the team last year?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so.
He might have.
Yeah, it's probably like a practice squad or something.
Yeah, he was on the Bears last year. They 7 starts for the Bears in 2020. Oh, that was excuse me, that was 2022. Yeah, yeah, he was I mean, again, it's rough for the Saints out there. They don't have a whole lot left. They don't have a whole lot of healthy bodies just in general. So
they got Foster Moreau, bro. This might be the Foster Moreau revenge game.
And he's probably one of their best players right now on offense. So he was actually kind of impressive. He's him and Rattler actually have a decent connection. We'll see a couple nice grabs between those two. But yeah, he's actually stepped up as one of their better tight ends because Juwan Johnson's not playing very well for him either. And again, Taysom Hill being out is their, I guess, starting tight end. I mean, not really traditional tight end, but yeah, Moreau's probably their biggest weapon, which nothing but respect for Moreau, but that tells you a little bit something about where they're at.
Exactly. I think on defense it's kind of the opposite. I mean, I think defense are they're old.
Yeah.
Young at corner, right? I think Alontae Taylor and Kool-Aid McKinstry are the corners, right? And then, but the rest of the guys, I mean, they're old. Like Tyrann Mathieu, he's 12 years. Davis, I don't know how many years, but Davis is
I
about
think he turns 36 in the summer. Like he's 35 right now.
13 years for Davis. I mean, Pete Warner has been in the league for a little bit, but not that long, right? I think he's 4 years. So
yeah.
And then you got Kalen. I think the youngest guy on the defensive line is Kalen Sanders with 6 years, and probably Chase Young.
Breezy, right?
Oh yeah, Breezy. I forgot about him.
Yeah, but he's a rotational guy for them. I think. I don't think he's like a full-time player.
Yeah, he plays. I would say he plays like 60% of the snaps. But you're right. I guess it's kind of rotational, right? And then Chase Young. I mean, Carl Granderson. All these guys are old. And then we got Cameron Jordan.
Cam Jordan. Yeah.
So I mean, this was a great team in 2019. And this is a great defense. This is what I'm saying. Like, so you got a couple young guys around there, but since they're veterans, though, they don't get fooled a lot, right? You're gonna have to beat them straight up, and that's kind of like the aspect of it. Like, if you are, they don't play good offense. So when they're playing the Commanders, they did a good job of like shutting down the Commanders and basically kept the Saints in the game. Right. And they had any type of offense. I mean, Jake Hayner played that game. So, you don't have to worry about that. Right. So if they had any type of offense in that game, they kind of kept them in it. Right. And kind of, controlled the Commanders a little bit. And then, the Packers, too. I think the Packers, they got some stops when they shouldn't have. And I think they don't they don't make a lot of mistakes on defense. So that's the thing. You have to kind of just beat them straight up. Like that's what you are going to have to do. So I think this is going to be a 10-7 football game from my perspective, or like 17-13, something stupid like that. I don't see how the Raiders can be able to run the ball, right? Because I was watching the Packers game first, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go to a different game. And I went to the Commanders game too, and the Commanders couldn't run the ball on them really well. And it's because of Warner and Davis and Jordan and Sanders and all those guys are so good inside that they're going to make some plays. Carl Granderson. They're going to make plays. I mean, they're going to get pressure every once in a while. They're going to understand what they're supposed to do on defense. They're going to be in the right spot. And that's the thing. I mean, so we're looking at, like I said, I was like the over under is 38. I'm taking under after watching the film. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Get a nice, maybe another 3-0 ball game like last year. I'm still waiting for it.
9-6. I mean, we might see that, man. Carlson, he better get ready, man. There's gonna be some field goals here.
It's a race to double digits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's his game. I mean, because they're just not bad on defense. But if your offense is good, I mean, of course you're going to keep rolling on them eventually. If they, it's 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. You know what I mean? You're eventually going to get something on them. But it takes a while. Let's say that. You got to build up those points like that. All right. Any other thoughts? Max Crosby's the big thing right now. Did they trade Max Crosby? But
should we get into that, or should we save that for tomorrow, or save that for the reaction?
Let's save that for tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the film. Let's watch Spencer Rattler first.
All right, so I'm dive into some Spencer Rattler. Dive into a few of his nice throws and a few of the bad ones. I think one of the things you'll notice about him is he's got some pretty good zip on the ball. Like this one, I actually like this throw too because it does kind of highlight a little bit of his flaws with his accuracy from time to time. Like you can see, I'll back this up from the throw. Like he puts this on a pretty good rope.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, like he throws it back shoulder, and we'll see this better from the end zone view. Whereas if you put that on the line on this way, you can keep the receiver going, and who knows, maybe that's an even more explosive play. But you can see the velocity, you can see the arm strength to push the ball down the field, but he will miss from time to time and kind of put those or lacks a little bit of a ball placement from occasionally that can hinder some big plays and even lead to a few misses. Like you'll see it right here. Like you see, I think this might be Pettis. Yeah, it's Pettis. Kind of catches it on his back shoulder instead of like keeping his momentum going this way. But even so, it was a nice rope, and we'll see plenty of good balls down the field from him. Now, this one was kind of crazy because at first I thought this was a terrible decision, but you can see like the arm strength on this to push this ball down the field. But one thing I don't like about it, though, or two things I don't like about it, and this will come up later, is like if you watch Spencer Rattler's eyes here, he kind of stares down the throw. And the other thing is, too, when he gets pressure, he loves just climbing up the pocket and doesn't have a great sense of like when to stop and when to kind of hunker down there. Like he runs himself into this pressure. The difference is he has the arm strength to just go ahead and make this throw and push it down the field. But like part of the problem was him staring it down. Like if you watch this the second safety here, like this is the right read, right? We got a too high look. We got Luvu here playing as a Tampa 2 dropper, not quite deep enough. And we got like a post. So that's open and he makes the right decision. And again, the safety is going to be out of position where he has this his guy open, but this guy's able to come back into play because Rattler's just kind of staring down his target.
Exactly.
And a better angle, and he might pick that ball off. But again, hell of a throw. Like you'll see it from the end zone view. Like this is on a line and like 40 yards down the field. Yes. Yes. That's what I'm saying. MVS too. Like, you'll see that.
Wow. Whew.
Dangerous.
Oh. Man, I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, I had to double take on that one too.
Because you're like, yeah. I thought it was a bad decision at first. I was like, why is that a bad decision? And then I was like, oh my god, he caught that. Oh wow, okay,
yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, ended up making a hell of a throw, but again, a little risky because he will steer it down.
Okay.
This was a nice throw under pressure. Not exactly the tightest window. We'll see a better tight window throw here in a second, but like this is what I'm talking about with like him and Burrow, a pretty good connection. Like he does a good job of like kind of anticipating and seeing Moreau beating Bobby Wagner here. Like again, Moreau right there gets some separation and ends up putting it right on him while taking a hit, end up picking up the first down there. So he'll make some pretty good throws over the middle. And occasionally, I mean, you'll see obviously on this one, much better ball placement than what we saw on the first throw. And again, like he can fit the ball between linebackers and then tight spaces. Like we'll see on this next throw here, be a little bit tighter window, a better example. Similar throw here, but like you can see, like we got Bobby Wagner closing in. I think that's Cam Curl closing in on Jawan Johnson here, but Rattler just kind of puts it in a perfect spot too, where Johnson can protect himself against the hit, and again just fits it before that safety can get there. Like a lot of his throws are pretty impressive. Got a lot of heat coming on him. We'll get him in trouble from time to time. We'll see a decent example of that later. But again, you can see like just barely fits it in there. Yeah, keeps it low so Johnson can protect himself. Make a nice catch over the middle. Leaves no tight window. Let's see. Oh no, this was the little shortstop throw. Again, I'm not a big fan of how he just like as soon as he gets pressure, he just kind of starts running. Like I think he can probably settle like right about here in the pocket and not have to make this shortstop throw. But if you can make a highlight play, why not? You know. And again, ends up still having enough mustard on it without his legs to zip it past the 45 here, that linebacker, and keep him out of the play. So pretty impressive.
Yeah.
He played baseball in high school. Do you know?
I don't think so.
Gotcha. Because I saw this. I'm like, that's Derek Jeter right there, man.
Yeah. He might have though. He might have.
Yeah. I look too natural for him not to be like played it at least growing up or not and whatnot. All right, this is the other thing. We'll see a couple nice touch passes over the middle. Like this one, the end zone view honestly does a little bit more justice. Like you can see, I think we get a little switch release here, and then the post route gets this ball over Lulu, who's dropping there. Again, nice little completion for 15-20. End zone view would do us more justice. I'll keep my cursor here on Lulu so we can see it. You'll see. Let's see. Again. Like you can see, like, back that up a little bit, like how close Lubu gets that ball.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Wow.
Again, with some more heat too. Throwing over the middle. Everything's on a line. Not a whole lot of lollipop throws from Spencer Rattler. Got some good arm strength. We're gonna get another one here. This one's gonna be even better, I think. Like you see here, like not a whole lot of space that Moreau has. But again, see the ball right there. I mean, that's perfect.
Wow.
Puts it up there so the guy can get it. Yeah. Plenty of arm talent, but let's see. Yeah, we're about to get into the negative throws here.
I mean, because I'm really impressed right now. So I want to get so what's really happening here? That's why I'm watching this. So like, wow, this is impressive.
Well, we're about to find out because
right.
you know how I told you he has a great arm strength. He knows he has a great arm strength, And like we just saw him throw two balls like perfectly layered.
Mhm.
Problem is when stuff's not open like this, he's still trying to throw it and force it and make it happen. Like this time, like he puts it too much on a line.
Yeah.
And I mean, Luvu, like that should be a pick. We'll see it from the end zone view here too. But luckily, he does throw it so hard that I don't think it's easy for linebackers to catch. But this is the problem. He does have a little, I think, arm arrogance where he thinks he can make every throw and he'll kind of force it every now and again. Like, I mean, that should be on a poster pick.
Yeah.
And gets a little lucky there, but we'll see it here again. Like this time, like he just kind of forces this one into basically triple coverage. Like, I'll back this up. You watch receiver at the top of the screen. I think it's Pettis again.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we got a corner here underneath, another safety here, and this safety here is going to read his eyes because he stares it down and just go undercut it. I mean, this is triple coverage if this other corner is hustling at all. And again, would be picked if the two Packers defenders don't run into each other.
Yeah.
So he'll have these instances where he just doesn't even read the field and just throws it. And I think tries to make a play. Maybe a part of that's because they don't have a ton of playmakers. But I mean, we'll see. Like the safety, yeah, I know he's coming flat, but he's also just tracking the ball. And again, literally in his arms should have been an interception.
Yeah.
So he'll force it, and his processing isn't quite there yet. He'll make a lot of bad decisions with the ball. Like, and this is the other thing he likes doing. Like this one, like this is 1st and 10. I think this is right before the half, if I remember correctly. So Saints have a chance to score and kind of stay in the game. We'll see the Packers looks like running a little inverted 2 coverage here, and they're deep, right? Like here's the first down marker, and we've got just about every defender except for one corner in the flat playing deep and playing the sticks. Got the Tampa dropper here, taking away the middle of the field. So this is the other issue with them. If we watch Rattler's eyes, he just kind of is slow to get off of his reads. And because he doesn't just immediately come to the check down, because again, this is 1st and 10, he ends up taking a sack. And if we look, we got one guy in the middle of the field with some room to run. And I don't know if he necessarily picks up the first down, but he at least gains some yards and sets us up in 2nd short and keeps us in field goal range. Instead, we just hold on to the ball too long. End up taking.
Instead, you get shut out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is how you get shut out right here. When
exactly
in field goal range, not even like a blitz coming, just a nice little stunt. And this is kind of what I'm talking about too with the pass protection issues. Like this is Ruiz, who's one of their more veteran guys and one of their better offensive linemen, and he kind of screws up on the stunt pickup. And
he's just back there patting the ball. He's just playing patty cake with the football. Like, get rid of the ball, man.
Anyway. Sure. All right, and this one I will cut Spencer Rattler a little bit of a little break here. Like this is clearly a design throwback to Moreau, but if I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm sitting here saying, "Hey, let's not be a robot. Let's hit the fullback in the flat here and take the easy completion, who probably takes it for at least a first down." But again, I will cut him a little bit of slack. He does have Moreau here that I think the play is designed for.
Yeah.
The problem is, like, if you can see, like the Saints, they got their offensive line looks like trying to like bluff a screen and keep, I think this guy's Zane Anderson, that's his name, keep him occupied at the line of scrimmage. He doesn't bite on it. And like you can see, damn it, he sniffs out the play and ends up picking up Moreau. He's a little bit late to it and ends up picking off this ball. And the other issue is too, like, watch Moreau's route. He's going to take it more off the sideline, but Rattler throws it on the numbers, and that helps out 39 here, Anderson, to be able to undercut that and go make another interception. Again, this is how you get shut out. So there's just little things like that. And like this is kind of the Jekyll and Hyde with Spencer Rattler. This was actually the play after that little shortstop throw we saw earlier. So like that's the thing, is like he'll make the highlight plays and then just kind of have bad reads and then just kind of a little bit of brain fart shortly thereafter. So the consistency's not there. That's the thing with him. And I think that was the problem at Oklahoma. That was the problem at South Carolina, where you see the arm talent, but the processing isn't quite there, and the decision-making is still a struggle.
Yeah, to me, that's the ugly ball, because I feel like if he threw it towards the pylon, I think he still
Yeah.
committed that. That was just, I don't know. That's disgusting. That was ugly ball, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like if he, because especially too, like you'll see 24 here, the safety, he's got him. Like that's the thing is like I'm not harping. I don't mean to harp on him too much for not throwing to the fullback, even though I do think that's open. But if you are going to throw to Moreau, we got to throw it away from the defense,
Yeah.
not back into him. Like
You know what
what
I
you're
mean?
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, still a rookie quarterback. You can see why he slid in the draft because the processing isn't quite there yet. So what we got here. Oh yeah. So this one, again, this is what I was talking about earlier. Once the pressure starts coming, or once there's a hint of pressure, he just loves just climbing up in the pocket way too much instead of like taking a step and maybe even settling here at the 30-yard line. And on top of it, he kind of drops his eyes. Like, yes, he does complete it here and he gets to the check down to set up 3rd and 2. They end up picking up 8. But if you watch this receiver here on the backside dig, again, if he has his eyes up, if he just kind of settles here instead of continuing to climb the pocket and almost start running, like he can probably hit this for a big first down. Instead, they're in 3rd down and they don't pick it up. And again, end up getting shut out. So there's still like a little bit of little things like not the worst decision in the world. Again, we are getting positive yards, but his pocket management is a bit of an issue. Like if he just kind of settles here, and then we're not going to see it, I don't think, but throws it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the receiver coming the screen there late. Like we get the first down. So a few little things like that. And this one kind of a combo of it. This one's 4th down. Again, like a little bit of combo of all of his issues, I think. Like we're gonna see him like we see it, look at his eyes. Like he's kind of staring down the front side of this play, and it's pretty much covered. Like this guy's gonna run a corner into this into the boundary defender. Obviously, that's locked up here. And again, it's 4th and 4, so we just need a first down. So if he's quicker to come off that, I mean, look at Foster Moreau.
Yeah.
And that's a first, and maybe more. Instead, he kind of stays locked onto it. Now the pressure starts coming, and he does a good job avoiding that. But now again, we're just kind of like moving around the pocket, doing a lot of unnecessary movement. Whereas I think here, I know this edge guy is closing down on him, but I think if he can just settle down, he can either hit Moreau, or granted this linebacker is closing in on him, but because that linebacker came off, now Pettis is open. Instead, he kind of just keeps climbing it, and we throw a bullet to a practice squad guy. This is our USFL guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, not the worst pass. Like we'll see it from the end zone. It is a high and out, but again, when you're throwing to practice squad receivers and guys you're signing off the street, you can't throw the 90. You don't always need to throw the 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Exactly.
And it ends up being incomplete. And that was again 4th down at the end of the game. So definitely a lot of arm talent. It's just the processing is very, very subpar for what you're hoping for from starting quarterback play in the NFL.
Yeah, he's kind of, because you can tell he's just locking on to one thing. And if that thing's not there, and he like locks on it for like 3 seconds. And I mean, and he feels like he's always trying to throw downfield too. He's not taking the easy throws. So, and against Patrick Graham, that's just a kind of recipe for disaster. I mean, I think.
Yeah,
that's a Patrick Graham. He's good. Patrick Graham wants you to go down the field and score in the red zone, and that's probably how the Raiders are going to play him. They're going to try to make him be, a quarterback and take all the easy throws and do all those things, and he's going to try to be a little bit of a playmaker and try to force the ball into tight windows and stuff like that. Because every throw that you showed that was bad, I was like, I could see the vision.
Yeah,
I saw the vision, right? But it's just like, you can't do that, bro. You can't. I see what you're seeing, but like, no, man, you can't. That's how you throw picks.
Exactly. Yeah. If his first read is open, he can be great. But like you said, like once you start making him go through the full progressions and speed up that clock, like now that's where it becomes an issue, and that's where you get the picks or the drop picks that end up being bad plays.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into this defense. I'm up there, right?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, so let's start off with the linebacker. So we're looking at Pete Warner here first, which is he's just a pretty damn good player. Now we're just gonna watch him just pop the hell out of Josh Jacobs. We'll get into a little bit of but these guys are just so sound, right? You can tell, right? he gets a little bit faked out by the reverse here, but he's what I like about him is that he never really ever overruns his gap. Like right,
Yeah.
he always understands gap responsibility. He never overran the gap, and he's right there, pow, and just basically gave a big old hit. When I first watched this, I was like, what the goddamn? When he hit him like that, because it was like just because he's not running full speed and Josh Jacob is. So you see him, like I said, he plays the reverse, right? Does a good job of keeping gap integrity. He doesn't fully commit to it. He stays there. Josh Jacob sees that gap opening that's supposed to open up because Warner's supposed to follow 11, right? But he's right there. Boom, big hit.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one here. Here's Warner right here. See him shift there with the motion. And what I like about this one is he's so physical. Like he's gonna take on guards and like boom. See, it's just right. A
And
little elbow kind of. It'd be basically little elbow. I guess it's a shoulder, but that's fine. We'll call it
yeah.
a shoulder there. But you see what he does is he basically attacks the combo block, right? Because
Mhm.
we watch the Raiders so much. These guys kind of stay back here and like are watching sometimes and just allow these guys to get up to him. He's like, you aren't going to get up to me. I'm going to come to you, right? Which kind of closes up this hole and allows Willie Gay on the back end to make the tackle. I believe that's Gay, number 6. Maybe I'm wrong. No, it's Alontae Taylor. No, I don't know. Number 0. I don't know who that is. That's fine.
Mahdi, I think. There's
Okay, and and then you see here with Warner right here, and what I like about this one too is he comes and he attacks this running back, right? Which when he attacks that, and he basically kind of sets the edge, forces Josh Jacobs to come back inside, and Cameron Jordan and Carl Granderson clean it up. So watch it again here. Boom, another shoulder, physical, takes on that running back. He doesn't get the tackle, but he made that play. All right, here's another one here. Mr. Warner. Right, and it's the same thing, same type of thing here. So, right, so he kind of sees the play, look like it's going outside, right? So he kind of commits outside a little bit, but he doesn't commit too much, and he understands that this is still his gap responsibility here, and he still comes back. He's able to make the little tackle there. I mean, it is supposed to be a tackle in the backfield because you see, I mean, the Commanders are just not a very good run blocking team. You can kind of see that. Just
yeah.
letting guys walk free. But the Raiders. So that's why I put this film on. All right, here's one more here for Warner. And like I said, there's another one him just taking on a tackle here. Number 74. Boom, takes him on, kind of bumps him out the way. And like I said, it creates all that penetration. Right, you see, Bryce Breezy making a play there too. Off those blocks. So I mean, these guys can play the run. I mean, you watched last week, and so the Packers run all over them. That's the Packers, and they have a pretty damn good offensive line. But you see what Bryce Breezy did to what was this guy right here? This guard right here just got inside, tossed him, nothing. So here comes Cam Jordan from the back end. These guys are good, man. All right, let's get into Davis here. Which this is another one. Like I said, these guys are really intelligent players, right? So he sees something here. I don't know what he saw here, but he just jumps to this side. Look at him just jump to the side right here, right? He kind of beats this tight end because this looks like split zone, right? He kind of beats this tight end to the spot, so he's ready, right? And kind of takes out this cutback lane. Just look what he does to this tight end, but.
Damn. That's a grown man play. Or that's a middle-aged man play.
Yeah, it's that's 87. It's just and he made the tackle. Boom, wrap him up. No game. But that's what I'm saying. Like he just like ran to that spot. You know what I mean? Like it's just he knew exactly what was happening. All right, and this one I had to show from this angle because this dude's been in the NFL for forever. Look at this kind of his. He still got the sideline speed there. It's like it's not the same as 2017, but
But you can see that the instincts like make up for it.
yeah,
As soon as this ball is handed off, he's there. You know
yep,
what I mean? Like as soon as they snap a ball, it seemed like he knew exactly where to go. Like you're talking about in the intro.
yeah. These guys are good. And then here on this one, they're sending a blitz here. They're gonna blitz him, and you know, this is one thing he's always done in his career is blitz the quarterback. I mean, this ended up being a handoff, right? But you see him just beat that guard, like with the little rip move here, like he's a pass rusher.
Yeah.
Little jab step, tackle for loss. So yeah, those linebackers are good. The linebackers are good, and then it plays into coverage too. So here, they are a really good coverage team. Like I said, they're really sound, right? And they really understand what they're doing here. Basically, they're in man coverage on this one. Kind of looks like a little bit of a man match type of thing here. And what you can see, right? Everybody's covered up because I mean the Packers are doing they're doing a 2 outs here, right? All right, and that's where Jordan Love wants to go. And that's covered up, right? And what you notice is that this dig is opening up, right? But watch Warner here. Warner, you go watch him. He kind of closes
Good
that off.
eyes.
Nope. Right?
Hmm.
Let's go back. See, he's close. Uh here we go. Closes that off, right? And then there's nowhere for Jordan Love to go. And it comes scramble drill, nothing. See it here again. Here's some more coverage. So this time, like I said, they do run a lot of man, right? This is a man-to-man teams, and they're gonna do a lot of kind of exotic looking man coverages here because they got Matthew can come down and play man-to-man too, right? So when you have Tyrann Matthew, you can do those things. But you see here, they're gonna be, the Packers who love to run these corner routes, typical West Coast stuff here, right? With the return route up here from Dunze. But you see everything's locked up, right? And see 5 in the back end. He's on top of this. Number 0 is on top of that. Taylor's all over that. Has to be a perfect throw there from Jordan Love, and it's nothing. But everything's covered up. I mean, even if he has no check down, the check down's covered. Maybe he could have went to Kraft, with Warner there, but nothing. This is all day. These guys are well coached, right? So here they're running the basically it looks like a play action kind of Yankee concept type of thing, right?
Hmm.
Um, but what you see is you watch Tyrann Matthew. Matthew, he's all over the dig, right? Now, I think Pete Warner is supposed to be out here. I don't know what he's doing, but JD Daniels misses it because it's really because you see Tyrann Matthew, he closes on that, right? That's not there, so he goes to the check down, which is on this side, right? But then this with the curl flat player, he's right there for that check down, and then they end up getting a sack off of this because Jaden Daniels picked the wrong check down side. But like I said, these guys are super sound in the back end. So there's Jay Daniels is beating him because he can make plays. And I need to show some of those plays that Jay Daniels is making because they're pretty damn crazy. I kind of wanted to, but I thought it wasn't had any purpose with the film, so I didn't do it. But Aiden O'Connell, he's gonna have to read these things out, right? And the offensive line is gonna have to give him time because, like I said, here's another one here, right? So you watch Davis here on this one, right? They're showing blitz. He gets back in his coverage, and see he starts looking, right? He looks right at that dig, and he's covering that up. Everything's covered up. He's coming for that dig. There's nobody open here, right? And Jane Daniels ends up getting sacked because of it.
Yeah.
Right. And then you can even watch number 5 here. Number 5 is not covering grass because this is basically cover 3 if you look at it because this is the corner. Kool-Aid is still only got one safety. You see number 5 here. See, he's not covering grass. He gets the right depth right on that route. So yeah, they're well coached, man. It's no joke. But the answer to that is just throw Kool-Aid. So I mean, that's what you got to do here. You see Kool-Aid up here, Mr. McKinstry. Just throw it at him. I mean, and you probably be okay because you see here he's just you know just a little hesitant. And you see his transition there is a little ugly there. Doesn't kind of has a false step in the transition. Easy completion for Romeo right there. Even I call him the other guy. That's Romeo Dobbs. Sorry,
You
guys.
get mixed up between Romeo and Rome.
Roma dudes. You know what I'm saying? I mixed up the names here. Play in the same
Yeah.
division.
Favorite team,
All
same
right.
division.
Then here he is matched up against Terry McLaurin. You see here, he's just late, right? He doesn't get any hands on him. And his press coverage just gives him a free release. That's Terry McLaurin. And he does a good job catching up. And it's a great throw from Jaden Daniels, too. But
Yeah.
he gave him the free release there. I mean, he had a good job recovering, but this is a great throw. Look at the placement of this throw. This is perfect. Man, I really was upset. We should offer them like every first round pick since until 2027. When I was watching this film. and then you see here, even in zone coverage, you can attack him a little bit. Right, they're playing some cover 2 here, and he just jumps the hell out of this flat route. I mean, come on, man, this is Terry McLaurin. You know what I mean? Like, I need you to get some depth here. Give that check down to Jaden Daniels. Instead, he opens that up, kind of leaves Matthew out to dry a little bit. See what Matthew's about to coach him up a little bit. Like, he just jumps the hell out of that. And then here he is up top here against McLaurin again. Then he just gets dusted on this out route. He's just, I mean, you never want to be as a corner on it. I mean, these guys run a quick out, and you're all the way back at the 25. That's the first down. This is like second and short, I believe. So yeah, that's the formula of that. And also, some reason they can't stop reverses. So I'm just gonna play these reverses.
That's a weird thing to be like that. Maybe it's the Trey Tucker game. Make it more random.
You know, I mean, the Raiders are gonna run the reverses. There's no way they're gonna see this on film and not run a reverse. That's why I showed this, because it's just they just can't stop reverses. Like, it's just weird. They can't.
That's funny. And Matt LaFleur saw that and was like, because we did back-to-back games, and Matt LaFleur saw it and was like, oh yeah, we're gonna run the hell out of that.
Yeah, here's the other one. Yeah, they just can't. They can't stop reverses. It's super weird.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, let's say it's defense. Though, like I said, this is these guys are vets, and they got vets all around them. Like they got leadership. They got they got Matthew and Cameron Jordan. They're to hold the defense guys accountable. These guys are not going to be in the wrong spots, except Kool-Aid, right? But Kool-Aid's he's the youngest guy out there. He's the only rookie out there, right? So yeah, so that's why you have to attack him, because everybody else is pretty sound. They're not going to make a lot of mistakes. I mean, even Alontae Taylor on the other side is pretty good corner. So these guys aren't going to make a lot of mistakes. The Raiders are just going to have to straight up beat them on offense, and that's going to be a struggle, in my opinion. I just think that the Raiders' offense is just not good enough to kind of just go out there and be like the Packers and impose their will on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just not it's not going to be the same, because like I said, the Commanders kept the Saints in the game, because even in your film, like, it was still 17-7. And the reason why they kept them in that game, even with Jake Haener getting like 2 yards in the first half, is because they're so sound on defense. So
yeah, and I think that's one of the things. Like, when you were going through it would like maybe think of it like their front seven is pretty like experienced, and I mean, from what you showed, pretty disciplined. But the one spot where they're like beaten up at on defense is that cornerback, like Marshawn Lattimore. I mean, I guess they traded away him. He wasn't beaten up, but he was injured for most of the year. Paulson Adebo is their other starting corner. He's also out for the year. And then that's part of the reason why Kinstry is out there as a rookie, because the plan was never to play him. The plan was to keep Lattimore and Adebo out there all season. Yeah. And on top of it, Alontae Taylor's normally their slot corner, but because they've been so beaten up and they're so thin back there, he's moved out outside. And then Ugo Amadi is covering the slot, who's a traditional backup for him. It's kind of been like a hybrid safety player throughout his career. So, yeah, I mean, I think you're right. Like, if the Raiders are trying to win this game and looking for it, you attack the outsides and maybe put Brock Bowers out wide and get him ISO'd on a guy like Kool-Aid. And I mean, I even like him against Alontae Taylor. I know Taylor's not a bad corner, but yeah, it's given up a ton of completions. He's more of a rally and tackle type of slot guy.
Yeah, he is.
Than an outside shutdown corner. So
yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's just going to be a little bit of struggle, to kind of confuse these guys or try to do these things and trying to mix it up that way. It's not easy to do. I mean, because even like some of the trick plays that I showed, like that the Packers are trying to do, they just want to work. Like, because Davis would sniff it out. Like it would be like the Packers is one play with like a screen to one side, and then like kind of like a quick throw it to Josh Jacobs, and Davis sniffed it out like right away. Like it's hard to trick them. So you just got to purely beat them, and that's my struggle. I don't know if the Raiders can do that, but if they get some turnovers or something and make this a field goal game, they could probably pull this out, because that's the thing. Yeah. It's basically two horrible offenses going at each other.
Yeah, we're in for a barn burner on a Sunday, so
can't wait, guys. All right, so hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Like I said, appreciate it. Got one more week left, guys. We got one more week left after this. Got one more instant reaction, and then after this one, it's gonna be, this season's finally over. 3-12, like I said. Yeah, we can get into this draft stuff and get ready for the Senior Bowl and all that good stuff. So, like I said, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we're out of here. Peace.